The schedule tool located on your main navigation will give you access to all of your tasks across all of your jobs in JobTread, as well as all of your customer, vendor, and organizational tasks, all located in one place. When you click into your schedule tool, you will immediately be brought into probably your My Incomplete Task view. These are going to be all of the tasks that have been assigned to you that are also incomplete. But you have the ability to leverage filters through our view settings to filter different information to change what you see here in this table. You could filter this out by different task types. You could even filter this out by the assignees, the different people assigned to your different tasks, or you could even give a date range that you also filter by. So we're going to come in here and we're going to create a custom view for my training team and all of the sort of office specific tasks. So we'll go to task type and we'll add our design and office work task types. Now we will click into our assignees and we'll assign my boss, Anna, and my close coworker, Rachel. Okay? And so now I want to save this view. And so when I do, as a view that I can come back to, I go down to the bottom of my screen, I click Save As, and then I give this view a name. So we're going to call this our Training Team Office View. Okay? And now, when I come over here to my view dropdown, I can see that in my personal view, I have this training team office view. If I'd like to make this view accessible to anybody else in my organization, I have the ability to do so by scrolling down to the bottom of my screen on the right side, to my view settings, and clicking Convert to Organization View. And then once I click OK, it will show up down here in the bottom in my organization views. Okay? Now, let's go ahead and go back to my incomplete task view and show you how you might go to some other views that are really interesting. So I can either click on this drop down here and adjust the view that I'm looking at, or I can go back to my view settings and do the same thing by clicking over here. So let's go into a Gantt view, and rather than grouping by job, let's group by assignees instead. So this is a heat map of all of our employees and our vendors across all of our jobs and how many tasks they have assigned to them for any given day. If you see any of these red numbers, those are going to be overdue tasks. And then the blue ones are ones that are still to be done. The darker that these numbers are, the more tasks are stacked into any one of those given days. So when I click on this number, I'll see all of the different tasks that I have for that specific day. So you'll see why we call this a heat map, because as you get into the 10s, then the 11s, and all the way up into the 20s, you're going to see those get really, really, really dark, those numbers. Okay? And that can be really helpful for you as you begin to make some decisions about who you're assigning tasks to, when you're able to see a view like this that shows you how many tasks any one person has. Okay? So we can also view this in something like a month view, where you can see where everyone is and all the different tasks that they have. Or you can view this by week, as we talked about. Or you can even go down to something like availability. So then we can see where the gaps in everybody's schedules are. Now, if you've created a calendar that you really love and all of the filters that you've put in place would be something that you'd like to create a calendar out of, you can pull it in through this calendar URL button in the upper right-hand corner of your screen, and then you can copy this link and drop it into your favorite calendaring app. But be mindful that there are varying sync times for your varying calendar apps. Apple and Google tend to have quicker sync times, where something like Outlook tends to be a little bit slower in the lag time for your sync time. If you have any questions about leveraging the schedule tool or about building custom schedule views, contact your customer success manager or email support at JobTread.com.